I just uploaded my Lotus video. This is my split, the split rework, and I'm gonna be showing you my, the new stuff that I found. Starting with the A side.
Give me a corpse.
Best trip. I would just place the trip here. You want to place it here because if you place it head level here, then you can murder it. Go and also place a trip here. Sorry. This is also very good. This is very strong actually because if they don't commonly go through heaven, or if one person goes through heaven, this is basically always gonna get a tag, right? But very strong this trip here. Some other trips they have. This is basically always this will also always get a tag basically. You can place it here, or you can place it here. If you are playing from Elbow, I recommend here. But if you are playing from, say, Heaven, you can place it here. Then, say you're playing from here, and you know they're pushing side. If they get hit by this trip, by the time you get here, they're gonna break the trip. So that's why I prefer this one. Other trips that are good are this one is, in my opinion, really, really strong, like extremely strong. Because if they plant here, they will basically guarantee you have to walk through this unless they go through this way. But I do not see anyone do that.
Give me a corpse.
Other trips are this one is strong. This one like here. Just right on this edge like here. It's very strong. And you can also do a trip. Hey. That's about it. You can also have this trip. I don't know. It might be good. I don't know. Placing a trip here. It just depends. Because in some ranks, they will like. In like lower ranks, most people plant hologram, and they will go like this. So in lower ranks, this might work. In higher ranks, most people just always place. Well, that's what I remember from before split go remove. So yeah, that triple work. Do that. Going into heaven, the barrier is like around this line, so just place it here. But if you want a little more info, but don't care if the enemies heard you place a trip in heaven when the round's done. Oh. You can also place it here, but the good thing about this is that they get a lot of info before getting caught. They can catch someone in zipline. Right? Say there with the knife out, they don't think that they're pushing this deep. They kill. Right? But you can do this if you want, but you don't need it. You can just do this one.
Here.
So there's not really a benefit of doing this, unless if you want to get the enemies to think that they have the site free, and then just get a free. That's about also heaven. Some camps, first of all, the best camp is in this corner. Just go as high. Try to move your cam as the max height as possible, and then when you're at that max height, jump, and that's the even higher height. But you have to try to place this as far left as possible. So from here, that's the most left you can place it. Move it up until that's the highest you can go, and you can place it here. And this is so strong because you can see people before the round even starts. Yeah, that's very strong. Also, it just gives you a ton of info. Like, they're pushing here.
Here.
They're basically all offside. It's insane. I love this camp. If you're playing from, say, elbow, you can do something like this. right far low on the square middle. Then this becomes a one-way camp. So you can see the enemy's feet, they can't see, but they can't see your camp. Like as far as you can still see them, but they can't see you. That's it. I've been trying to. There's not really a one-way you can do here. I don't play Heaven that much, but I know you can put the cage right on top of it.
Cage triggered.
This is a one-way. If they crouch, they can kind of still see you, especially if you're like down on the stairs, like far back, because this goes down, so that means they can still probably kind of see you. But you can do it. Just come here. It works.
Cage triggered.
It's good. But if you can get it to drop down onto that ledge, then this is a good one-way. So just over here. Oh, yeah, but sometimes it will slide down. It's quite precise. But for one-way for when
Here.
they're pushing out of A, when they're pushing into A, this line here, line yourself up. Then find this white dot over there, and then there should be a line under it. Go to the go down until the line ends. Then jump edge. That's it. And it's a one.
Cage triggered.
You have to be playing Heaven. If you don't play Heaven, they can see you. So when you're doing this, place a trip probably like as far out as possible, so they don't catch you. Because if you like a trip like this, they will see you when you're shooting at people coming to A. It's about the cams. You can also do a cam here, trip here, or you can have this. This trip is actually very strong. Unfortunately, you can't place it head level, but it's still really hard to jump over this trip, because like it's basically head level. Like I don't think anyone could do this, even like, you see, it's not head level, but I reckon basically no one can do this jump. You would have to jump and crouch basically at the same at perfect time, at a perfect time. And it is really strong because even if they see the trip, they can't break it. They have to get hit by it to break it. So even if they see it, they can't shoot it at all. So you can just do this like a lot of the time. New trip is this one. It's in this area here, near this plant, and you'll be able to. It's quite strong. Oh, there you go. And yeah, it's just the trickier version of this. They won't be able to jump on this plant without them getting tagged by the trip or breaking it. Oh, one way for here. Come into this corner. Just jump. Maybe jump, because then it'll go for
Cage triggered.
But it's not really a one way. The only time you would use this if you have a teammate playing from here.
Cage triggered.
They can one way the enemies, but they can't really, so it's not that effective. This trip is most of the time just for trolling people, because if they jump through, they will be floating in the air. But you can use this actually if you're playing from here. You can, someone jumps down, you can kill them, and you can have a trip like, say, like this one, and they get a whole bunch of them, then they cross that, then someone comes over here, they get that bad. Moving on to B site. You got this. I don't see many people placing trips here. One here. If you're trying to place a trip on here, do it from here, because it's quite hard to place a trip on this horse, because this line doesn't let you place a trip on this line. So if you want to place a trip, then because if you were trying to do it this way, it wouldn't let you. You can also do it on this quarter if you want. You can also do this. you want this might work sometimes. If you're still here, you could
Cage triggered.
play them when they're going into backside. But that's more likely. This works if you're playing from heaven. This does work if you're playing from heaven. For one-ways, this is the best one-way mapping, the best Cypher one-way on any map ever. Come here, come in the middle of the door, and if you see like this here, this and this, go into when they intersect, and then move to the left of it. Pitch. Incredible one-way.
Cage triggered.
3 kills, literally 3 kills. Alpha camps, by far the best camp. This is very similar to A site. You can get in this corner and just go as high as possible and as much to the left as possible. Just like that. And this is a one-way camp, like what I said. You can't see them, they can't see you. Can't see the cam. See them. You can even see them as they're getting up, but you can't. But they can't see you. So that it's really strong. Also, it can see heaven. So that's just bonus, plus all of sight. Start breaking now. What's it here? Whoa. You can do something like on ascent B site. Place it here. Well, try to place it in the middle. That'd be better. It's good. Finally, I want to show you 2 one-ways for attack. Really strong. So if you just, it's really rough. Just say you have the site for free. Say you just jamated the enemies. You know they're all on A or something. You know that you can do this. Just it's really rough. Just anywhere here, and bank it off here. It will land. Try to aim as far down as possible. It's a little tricky, but you can land it in there.
Cage
And
triggered.
they're really strong. Really strong. Plus, you have a downwards elevation, so you can see their legs even easier. Remember, don't aim for the legs, aim for the head. Just use the legs as a reference. Also, you come into here, line yourself up with this line in the floor, against the wall, and aim here, in this curve, above this curve. There. It's a nice one way, if your pawns in here.
Here. Cage triggered.
Incredible one way. Basically, free post-ball win. Just come over here. Carry them.